Hello friends, welcome back. Learners, in this session we are going to discuss another interesting topic from performance management system, and that is performance management and employee development. So when the employees are human and they are the assets for the organization, it is necessary for the organization to develop these assets. In this lecture, we will be discussing three things. First is the concept of development, second is what is employee development, and third is some methods and needs and importance of this development concept. Let us understand one by one. So performance management and employee development is going hand in hand in today's world. What this is about is, when we talk about development, can you tell me what is the concept of development in your mind? Just imagine when we say that something has developed, we are talking about some of these things like growth, progress, or constant increase, addition, positive changes, or rise in the quality of level of whatever related thing is. So development considers, or it helps the people to reach the highest level of their own capabilities when we are talking about employees development. And obviously when we are giving employees small goals, they are narrowing down our big organizational goals possible enough for these employees to be achieved. So what to do when you want to improve the employee performance management to employees development, and why this employee development is required. So employees, if they are developing, organization is developing. So the organization is supposed to provide that platform and career path for each and every employee so that the employee will grow, and together it will be beneficial for the organization. How this can be achieved? Let us see. I have mentioned some of the methods or ways here. So 1:1 or one-on-one, what the conversations we talked about in the previous lectures also, those are important. And here the employee development suggests that the organization or the superiors must have more than one of such conversations in the between the employer or subordinate and superior. Why this is so? When we are talking about appraisals, we have just one appraisal interview. But if we keep on or we talk to our subordinates more than once, it will be easy for us to know, and instead of getting the situation scenario at the end of the year, we will know how it is moving ahead. So train daily is one aspect, that the employees whosoever are working at various cadres, they should be trained daily. Now, it doesn't mean that hold them and make them sit in the training departments. Training happens in a day-to-day operation activities through various sources. One is superior who can train, other is giving them such new things or challenging tasks so that they will adopt, or they will come to know what is not present in their present, what is not there in their purview at current position. So this will do one thing. When they will be given challenges and they will think of achieving them, obviously they are coming out of their comfort zone and current zone, and their zone of performance is increasing in terms of various tasks and activities. Small plans. Here the company can use 30, 60 and 90 days formula as well, where an employee is given 1 month, 2 month or 3 months targets so that they will be easily measurable and employee himself can understand how he is progressing. So it is not that if the employee is not performing, that the company should not take any step to improve it. So these plans will help them only and they will be performing better in terms of better productive activities, and also finding or analyzing their own work and identifying the loopholes in the program or any areas of improvement. 360-degree approach we have already talked about. The 360-degree feedback can be very effective. Peer-to-peer feedback or feedback from superior and subordinates or external people. This can definitely help the organization to know what that person is doing and how he is performing. Benchmarks and mapping. Dashboards, clipboards, or some of the measures like monthly assessment, weekly assessment. Benchmarks are also telling us that setting some expectations which these employees can be willing to achieve. And that mapping has to be there. So it can be through diagrammat or having that data segregated and analyzed in a proper format. Leadership. Employee development is very much dependent on this leadership, and the leadership in that organization or the immediate leadership under which the employee is working is highly effective, and it is highly responsible to get the work done from the employee. We will be talking this in the later part. Share and care. So sharing maximum of information, especially about what the organization is expecting and what are its future plans, those have to be shared with these employees so that they will also be feeling included, and they will also have the responsibility sense to perform those activities for the organization. It basically imbibes the trust from the organization in the employee, that organization is counting that employee for its goal achievement. That means it also conveys the message that employee is being valued and he is considered valuable in the whole process, and something is also depending on her or him. So when that dependency feeling or sense of responsibility is imbibed, the trust automatically comes, and the employee will be having a secure and trustful feeling, a credible feeling that will motivate him to keep on working at a standard level or expectation. So visual boards are, here we are not talking about dashboards or where the performance is being measured, rated or ranked. Here we are talking about giving them the visualization of their progression and achievements, so that it will keep the employees motivated enough to give their best. So you can tell them that, okay, after 1 year if you perform so after 1 year you have the opportunity to become a team lead, or after 2 years you can handle your own project, and so on. So these visual boards are working greatly for these employees. And here I have mentioned one word, that question. Here question, by which I mean that questioning is very important, and letting question is also important. So the leader can ask the superior about the questions about his career and his management and career plans, future plans of the employee, so that the employee will get aware whether he is having those answers or not, and if he doesn't have those answers, what he can do to get them, so that when he is in a process to go search for those answers, he is nothing but finding the ways of improving himself. So friends, let me give for this leadership, I have taken out one model by Kim Scott, and that is called as Kim Scott's Radical Condor. So this here, the condor means especially the change or speedily change. And here she has a quadrant wherein she has mentioned that how a leadership should be. So it is expected that the radical corner, this is the objective which the leader should achieve or leader should deliver, so that the employee development can happen. So as you can see here, there are 4 quadrants telling you the ruinous empathy, manipulative insecurity, radical candor, and obnoxious aggression. Fine. So let us see what is the output of, or these are output of what. So when we talk about a leader's caring personality and challenging direct, if that leader is having these two things, so it will create a radical candor. Now, what is happening here? Here, caring personality doesn't mean that the person cares, means gives you empathy, sympathy, and talks with you and shares your feelings, etc. No, it is here we mean that the leader has to take care about the performance of the employee and its own and his development, so that the employee can grow in the organization and face his challenges and overcome them. So if the leader is caring for that employee in such a way, so what he will do for its development is he can give him such challenging situation or task where the employee would put more efforts to meet those challenges, and this is how he will develop himself. So this is the radical order. Other combinations are also there. See, the employee, the leaders who are obnoxious and having aggression, there will be nothing output, or they are challenging but they are not caring, or they are not keeping silence, but they are just abusive. So that will be obnoxious aggression, where the employees are become rebellious and they are not frightened to say everything on the face of the boss. So the leaders, even if they say to the employees that you are this and that your performance is like this, etc. So the employee is never going, the subordinate is never going to listen to him for the next time, because he has already made that perception that our leader has that habit of pointing out the negatives and not suggesting the ways to improve. So the suggestions for ways to improve, or the steps taken by the leader to improve the employee's development or his lacunas is very essential here. So caring personality, but if the leader keeps silence, he is caring but he is silent, so there will be ruinous empathy created. That means a leader knows that the employee is not performing well, but still he is silent. He is not suggesting him anything and letting him ruin or letting him get down in his performances. So that leader is not creating anything for the organization, but becoming a ruinous empathy, giving a ruinous empathy which will ruin the performance of the employee, and he will be just on a silent mode, watching to it. So it is not expected. And manipulative insecurity, whereas the silence and the abusiveness is there. So friends, this is about the Kim Scott's radical candor. So to conclude this, let me give you few examples of such organizations which are successfully practicing this employee development and performance management hand in hand. Why they are saying that developing your employees would give you excellent performance. So when we talk about the companies like Cargill, they are practicing everyday performance system, which is allowing them to keep track on the of the employees, and employees themselves set the goals so that when the next day he comes to at the work, he will be having some set of goals in his mind that okay, now today I have to perform better. Facebook is also using a peer-to-peer feedback system wherein the employees are being observed by their peers, and that is creating a whole database where the performance can be managed. Google's OKRs, we have already talked about the KRAs of the Google. So they are using the objectives and key results set for every team, every employee, every department, and this is how they can achieve them and adopt. So there are pulse surveys. It is one of the way that is practiced by Adobe company, which is giving them the whole picture of the performance of an employee. And Accenture is also using one internal app for the feedback. So that app is itself creating your database and the performance can be managed. But when these employees are becoming a part of these surveys or feedbacks, they themselves have the sense of responsibility that when their performance has been recorded, they would want that it should improve. The next step comes in, if they do not know how to improve, they can certainly reach to their superiors, and leadership plays a role. So when we are talking about they reach to their leaders, some of these like radical condor can perform very well here, and that technique gives a good results. So when they are willing to improve and the leadership is also providing the ways to improve, definitely there would be an improvement and overall employee development can be achieved. So to conclude this, I would say employee development is essential for any organization because it goes hand in hand with the performance management. So if we are willing to appraise the performances, definitely an organization is expecting good performances. Those good performances can be achieved if the employees are developing. So what an employee development ultimately means? It means that that employee must have career progression. He should add on more skills and knowledge and become more and more able for the next level of the management position in the hierarchy in which he is working. So if one is a team member, the next step comes in is team leadership. So to become a team leader, what is required? If the person is having knowledge but lacks the leadership tricks and tags, those can be definitely delivered to him. So leadership programs can be designed to include such people and make them progress. This is how at every stage the employee development is happening and the organizations become responsible for that, because ultimately that is giving them the achievement of overall organizational goal. So friends, this is about the employee performance management and ED. Keep watching and keep learning unless and until I bring you the next management lesson. Thank you.